Unsurpassed, telecast, it's the 10 items or less podcast.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of 10 Items or Less. I'm your host, Justin Smith. You know the deal. We bring in a guest and we fire 10 questions at them. Our episode today is the perfect kickoff to summer. What we've done is we've compiled a bunch of unreleased clips by some of our favorite guests, and we are going to kick off the summer 10 item style. I'm so excited you guys are here. It's going to be a great summer. We have a lot of great things planned. Do not forget before the episode starts to check out my special Bubble One, as well as all my live tour dates are on my link tree. And now, without further ado, here's the episode. All right, next question. Someone time traveled from the 1700s to your living room. How would you spend the day with them?
I would show them TikTok. I'd be like, look at this one. Look at this one.
Look, it doesn't stop.
Yeah,
It
I would
just
brush their
can't-
teeth too.
It just...
I bet they had bad teeth. I'd wash them. Yeah, I'd get the bubonic plague.
Yeah, you're like, hey, just so you know, this is floss.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah, makeover.
Yeah. I just imagine you'd send them back and they just have like implants, like dental implants.
Yeah.
They got fresh white teeth. You know, everybody's like looking at him. They're like, why does he look like the horse?
Yeah.
You know?
Give them a fancy watch too. They'll be like, whoa, the future.
Yeah.
That'd be cool.
To live in a world where you're basically the reverse of King Arthur's court. A kid in King Arthur's court. You ever see that movie? No. Okay. Maybe if you'd have been to better sleepovers.
Yeah, probably. Hey, coming from a guy who's never slept outside.
That's true. I have. It's just not my first choice. Basically it's like a kid from whenever. It goes back to King Arthur's time, and he's got a CD player, and he's all this stuff. But yeah, I mean, first of all, that is the most humanitarian answer. Is I'm gonna fix a guy's teeth.
Thank you.
That's.
I don't think it would come from the goodness of my heart, though. I think it would be like, you're nasty to look at, and like we're fixing it. 'Cause I think it would bother me if they had a bunch of plaque on them. You know?
Yeah.
I think it would bother me.
Also, what about where would you take him to eat? You got 3 meals, because I imagine it's a one-day thing.
Okay.
Where do you take somebody?
Because they've IHOP. For breakfast, you go to IHOP. I want to show them like on the like limitless pancakes. Isn't that what?
Okay.
I don't know if they're still doing that, but I want them to like be impressed. Like, whoa, abundance. And let's say I also don't want to break the bank. You know, I'm only hanging out with them for a day, so it's like I don't. They'll be impressed by anything. So
Right.
I'm thinking for lunch, I really like Thai food, so I'd
Okay.
probably I'd be like,
right.
look, a cuisine from somewhere else. Isn't that crazy?
These are the spices from a foreign land.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Give
All
them
right.
some tom yum soup.
Now we're cooking. I feel like okay.
And then dinner, probably pizza.
Okay. All right. You're keeping it realistic. Okay, I understand that.
Yeah.
That's not bad.
Sounds like a fun day of eating for me.
Yeah.
I mean,
First of all, these are all the places that I go to anyway.
I'm
And
getting pizza
there's
tonight.
that.
So
I don't know, man. I just think taking somebody from the 1700s, you imagine taking them to a hibachi restaurant?
oh, that would be cool too.
Just,
But they're gonna have bad things to say about different types of people, probably.
I mean, maybe, but you're taking them to
I'd enlighten them.
culinary witchcraft, like
Yeah,
there's
yeah.
all the sorcery in front of them,
Yeah, that's true.
and they just, it just
The little guy peeing out of the bottle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you give them, and then you give them, the rice wine out of the two. You imagine somebody in a suit of armor trying to catch a shrimp in their mouth.
Yeah.
I mean, just the joy of that. Just
I feel like they would be like. Do you ever feel like people from the past were more stupid than us?
I don't know. I think we're getting to a point where we're
Yeah, we
bending
might
that
be.
curve back.
Yeah, that's true. My
'Cause
first answer was TikTok, so.
Yeah. Well, no, I mean, even just like, I was thinking about that today, honestly, where I was just like, can you imagine like a 1940s reporter, like a beat writer,
Yeah, they are probably smart.
having to, I mean, the pressure of like being a great conversationalist, being able to type, to write. You know, you read letters from, like the Civil War, Revolutionary War. They wrote, a lot of people wrote eloquently, beautifully. And when I say read letters, I don't read them. I let somebody on a documentary read them to me in an English accent. That's always very helpful. Yeah. Because I'm a cultured man. And yeah, it's just, I think we're at the point where we're kind of bending it back. And
But kids don't even learn cursive. I don't know if that's all the way true, but I heard that somewhere. That they're not really teaching kids cursive because
they don't even learn proper English.
Yeah.
Which is fine. I mean, like, I'm not mad about it, but it's, this whole thing is like, I think society elevates in some ways and it de-elevates in some ways. Mm-hmm. And I think you kind of just have to accept what it is with what it ain't.
Yep.
And that's like my grandma wrote that phrase.
Profound.
But that's actually it's a Denzel Curry line from one of his mixtapes. But I think you just kind of have to, like we're gonna be way smarter in one thing, and I think that everything doesn't get better all at the same time. Like when you watch like a futuristic movie, it's always like everything is always advanced, everything rises at the same time, and it doesn't. You know what I mean? Like we can have computers in our pockets, elevation. We still use the same butt cleaning method as we did in the Renaissance. Mm-hmm. We take a wad of paper and we just scrape and pray.
Well, you have a bidet, I saw.
Yeah, well,
So it's
I don't put that out there. I'm living a different life than everybody.
Yeah.
But yeah. I've elevated my own lifestyle in certain ways, which I'm a pro.
Yeah.
But for the whole on a whole,
I know
when there's a winter storm, that toilet paper aisle is empty.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
We're in the minority over here. Not everybody can be sophisticated like me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So we're very classy over here. All right, next question. What would you say is your kryptonite?
Ooh, a weird girl with bangs. No.
Man, you live in a tattoo shop, don't you?
Yeah, dude. Yeah, I love a weird girl. Honestly, just to bring it back up, like I think like golf, in a way, is like I will like maneuver my entire life around. Like I've like embarrassingly like my buddy who I do my podcast with, Friendly Fire Podcast, with Josh Francis. There's been so many times where he's like, "Hey, we got to record this week. What about this day?" And I'm like, I end up where I'm like, "Oh man, I can't that day."
Yeah.
And like he doesn't ever really ask like why, but I'm not offering the information of like, yeah, I told somebody that I'd golf with them for the third day in a row, by the way. Sure, like, like I'm just kind of like, I don't know. But also, man, like my kryptonite is like, I really love nicotine pouches and coffee, and I sleep really bad, and I refuse to look at the correlation. That like I have a coffee when I wake up. So I do a quad shot espresso, and then in the afternoon I'll usually have a latte, and then all day I'm sucking on nicotine pouches, and then I'm in my bed at 1 a.m. with 2 Zyn in my mouth and my phone 2 inches from my face, and then I go, why don't I sleep properly? I think that's my true kryptonite, like the one affecting me the most.
Yeah,
is that trifecta of phone, nicotine, and coffee.
It also is. There's a point where you're like, what's the problem?
Yeah,
like you can't even like I because I'm a cigar guy, so I'm used to large amounts of nicotine in a very short window. And I used to tear up. I could go 2 and 3 sticks a day.
Yeah, that's crazy.
And so when I kind of like cut back, because like you change whatever, you're like your kind of your daily routine changes. So it's like I'm not gonna rip 3 a day.
Yeah.
And then you go to like 2 or 3 a week, and you'll be up till 2 in the morning. You're like, why am I awake? You go, oh, even a normal cigar, when your nicotine, like you're not ready for that amount of nicotine.
Yeah.
And so it blows your doors off.
Oh yeah, and people don't think about nicotine being like a stimulant, which it is.
For sure.
Yeah, dude, the cigar thing.
Have you ever had cigars before?
I've had cigars. They don't do anything.
Yeah.
They don't do anything for me.
Which is crazy, because it's like you love nicotine,
I
food,
do. Yeah.
golf,
Yeah. Oh,
coffee. I mean, all those things.
At I don't know how all the things that I enjoy, cigars fit so well into like everything, like lifestyle wise and just whatever. They just don't do anything for me.
Well, dude, I mean, do your own thing. There's nothing worse than being in a cigar place where you can just feel the people that are in there are pressured to be in there.
Yeah.
You're like, I own a business. I have lots of tattoos. I drive a Raptor. I have a lot of American flag hats. I have to be here.
Yeah.
And you're
right.
like, you don't have to be here, man.
It's
just
okay.
like it's you have a whole different energy than this place. Like this place is about quiet and dark and hang out. Maybe a quiet conversation. But you come in here like, we're defending America.
Yeah.
And you're like, that's not a good energy to have.
You know what's really funny is that's a perfect correlation with golf. Is like sometimes I'll see a guy, he's really, really bad. But he's got all the things and he's doing it and he's loud and he's having the beers and he's doing all that. But like, I'm like, you don't have to be here.
Right.
I know that you think you do so that you can network with your coworkers and do all that. But like, if you're good at your job, you're good. You don't have to. And then, cause I like golf because it's like outside, it's quiet. There's not, for the most part, there's not like music playing. There's not a lot of stuff going on. You're just kind of out there. And then there's some guy playing Creed out of a Bluetooth speaker,
You're like, I've seen your swing. You don't need a rangefinder.
No,
you don't need it.
Exactly.
What are you
doing? Yeah, they've got all the things. So I get that. Yeah. Yeah.
Next question. What's the worst time you've been hit by the Mandela effect?
Oh, explain that to me again.
What's the worst time you've ever been hit by the Mandela effect?
What's the Mandela effect?
Basically, it's when you were growing up, you remember things one way, and you realize that it's not a real thing.
Oh,
basically like the Shaq Sinbad Genie movie. How Fruit of the Loom, everybody remembers like a horn with fruit, and it doesn't exist. The Monopoly guy doesn't really have a monocle.
Yeah,
like all these different things that.
I have one, and it's adult, and it's crazy, and it kind of shows like, I can't tell if that's ego or age or what, but I always call Sephora as a joke with my wife.
Right.
But I'm like, there's a Sephora, you want to go? I know you like Sephora, like a dumb guy.
For sure.
And for some reason I was like, I love calling it that. And she's like, but you thought it was that. And I'm like, no, I didn't. And she's like, babe, you called it that unironically once, and I made fun of you, and then you kept calling it that. And I'm like, and I have no memory of that. And it's that thing where I'm just like, maybe if I really meditated and thought about it, I was like, oh, right. Because it's like, it's one of those things where I was just like, that's not true. But then I'm just like, she's got much more of a steel trap mind than mine. Right. So I'm like, it's certainly true, but I just remember it as it was just a dumb joke that came to me once. Yeah. Crazy.
And you wanted to get away from her making fun of you so bad.
Maybe.
You adopted a whole... Dude,
that could have been it.
Can I tell you something? My girl, who's right over there, she loves dates. Like the fruit.
Oh, so good.
She loves them. And she tries to get me to eat them all the time.
Okay.
And I always say no.
Okay.
And she makes fun of me. I mean, any roast I've ever been a part of, would never touch what she has the ability to do.
Of course.
It just, I mean,
anyone who knows you like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's over.
I've been so afraid to tell her that the reason that I don't ever want to eat dates was because in Indiana Jones, the first one,
bad dates.
They poison the dates.
The monkey dies.
Yeah. And you're like, I decided very early on, I'm good. I don't need any dates.
Yeah.
Like just a guy with an eye patch is going to show up.
But they're so good.
But I've never had them. So the only memory that that's what I'm saying. I've never had them. So the only memory I have.
Well, come on. You got to eat a date for love.
I mean,
you know what I mean? Because that is your moment of true faith for Indiana Jones. You got to believe the bridge is there. You got to believe the delicious date is there. Put the foot out and just.
You're not
cross.
wrong, dude. I love
Last Crusade.
I'm gonna tell you something, dude. Very rarely am I been out movie nerded.
And let me
ever.
say, do you guys ever go to the desert in California, like Palm Springs? Have you ever been? Okay. Next time you go to LA, drive out to Palm Springs and get a date shake on the way, because they have date farms everywhere, and there's a lot of discourse online of the best date. It's definitely going to be in the top 5 milkshakes you've ever had in your life. And I've tried to make it, and it's impossible because you put a date in a blender. It's just, now the blender's ruined. There's nothing, you know what I mean? I don't know how they do it. I think they break it down and get like a date syrup and then put that in the ice cream. It's bonkers.
Oh my gosh.
And I tell you, it's the best thing to drink like while you're driving. Like when you're going to like...
What if that was the first time I ever had a date? Would that have been acceptable?
I think...
I'm going to save myself till the date milkshake?
Yes.
All right. That's we're doing that now.
Do it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Rent a house with a pool.
Oh, dude, I'm all in. And even like, isn't Joshua Tree near? Like,
yeah. Yeah, right there.
Yeah.
29 Palms. There's all these really cool areas to go to.
Dude, yeah. Let's do that. Mm-hmm. That brings me to my next question. Not in the same way, of course. But when was the last time that you cheated on anything? Okay. Where it's like, I like board games,
Mm-hmm. I mean, like back in the day when you did roast battles.
Yeah.
Remember roast battles in New York City? This is probably the last time, but it's a good story.
First of all, you were a legend.
Yeah, it was like big.
I mean, still like you.
But like pre-Wild and Out, yeah. I did. There was one year I did like 30 roast battles because it was so big and
you've never lost
before a couple times.
Yeah,
it was like Dave.
Yeah, 28-2.
Yeah,
sure,
dude. Don't remind me. You
and the Pats have that kind of record.
Yeah, there was I remember when I was starting comedy, I would wear like big tie-dye t-shirts.
I do remember that.
And I went to a roast battle, and I decided that day to dress like a real woman against my opponent, Rachel Green.
Oh no!
And all her jokes were about like how I dress like crap and I wear big t-shirts. And she bombed. And obviously I still have like really good jokes, but in my head I was like, that was dirty.
Oh.
And it felt dirty.
I mean, that's kind of brilliant though, to be honest.
Yeah, I felt like cheating though. It felt cheating.
That's when you go, I mean, it's the same thing, but that's when cheating becomes hustling.
Yes.
Where you're like, oh, okay,
yes.
I got,
Yes.
But I think that's cool.
Really?
Yeah.
I felt like a bad person. I was like, oh.
But also, like, I think that's a lesson that everybody should learn in whatever they do, where it's like, oh, if you're going to rely on this thing, you're like, yeah, just this is what happens.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You were like, you're going to learn. So like, you can either evolve from this, or
true.
Not.
I mean, I called her a human Honda Civic. The place went crazy. So she had nothing. It was a 2-round TKO, baby. To the point where Yamanika was like, why are we even doing this?
Yeah, why are we doing the third round? We all know.
Rachel, you good, sis?
I love, by the way, that's when I don't know if anybody how many people know Yamanika, But
Love.
whenever Yam has to check in on somebody,
Yeah.
you're like, it's bad.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
if Yam goes, hey, like I think you should worry about your health a little more than you do. You're like, that means it's bad.
Yes.
You know,
Yep.
like
Yep.
you're like, oh, I don't know. That was a rough set. You're
Yep.
like, man,
Yep.
for her to say that.
Yeah. Yep.
Oh, you like
I
you
know.
need to call a therapist.
Yeah.
You know? Like, that's how bad it is.
Agreed.
If you're worried about getting on a watch list, that's for sure.
Yep. Agreed.
All right, next question.
Yep.
Where's it's so crazy these are back to back. Where is the craziest place you've hid something valuable?
Okay. So my grandparents live in Germany. They live in this small, like, Bavarian village, like 280 people. Okay. Grandpa was like a factory worker. He would like drive factory, but in our family we had like farmland. We had a big barn. We had cows, raised sheep, chickens, and I remember maybe 9 or 10. One of my buddies that lived in that town, one of the kids, he like stole like an adult magazine from his dad.
Absolutely.
And he gave me one. And I remember hiding it in like the hay where the like cows would like go to the restroom.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
I was like, oh, there's just dry hay. I'll hide it there. And I remember first day, great. Came back next day, still dry. And then one day it was just like covered in like cow shit.
Yeah.
And I was like, do I
Yeah.
grab it? And I didn't. I let
Well,
it.
if it's a German adult magazine, the chances are that's already in there. Sorry, I couldn't. I know it's a clean pun.
that's
Like,
great, man.
sometimes you're just like, this is right
No,
there.
that was a clean shot. That was because that was you're educating. That was an
Of course,
educational
yeah.
job. No,
I'm cultured.
but yeah, that I think like a barn like under hay is like
Yeah.
the most. My mom's like, "Why are you always gone?" I was like, "I like the cows.
Yeah, for sure.
You're always coming back sweaty. Yeah, we're playing. We're hanging
Yeah,
out.
for sure.
Yeah,
It's so funny because until like you watch movies all the time and you see people write stuff.
Yep.
And there's so many times where, and it's in every like 80s 90s movie where they go to a place and the guy works on a farm.
Yep.
And then the girl shows up and they do like a roll in the hay, and it's like until you've been to a farm and work on it, you're like, that is disgusting.
that is true. It depends on what part. Like if it's where the cows are like living,
Yeah.
correct. But there are nice parts.
I don't care if you're up in the thing. That's still like around.
That is
you know?
true. But if it's on the other side of the building, it's not that bad. I've like hung out with a lady just making out and stuff. It is actually kind of like, yeah. But like
Yeah.
when it's like right by the horses, it's like, dude, it smells bad.
You ever get a girl's bra off and then she gets bit by a horsefly? You ever have that happen? That wasn't in the Notebook. I'll tell you that
You
much.
just hear pigs squealing. You're like, yeah, this is not great.
You won't believe this. I finally got to third base and I was getting ready to come on home, and then my uncle showed up and started slaughtering chickens. You ever hear a chicken die? It's not quiet. I'll tell you that much.
I'll tell you that. I had a cow. Her name was Beta. She was like my cow. Loved her to death, and would feed her every morning. Blah blah blah. And then came back to visit like a year later, and I was like, "Oh, but where's Berta?" He's like, "Oh, we'll go see her afterwards."
Yeah.
He makes dinner.
What'd you have for dinner?
We had like cow schnitzel.
Yeah.
And I eat it, and he goes, "That was good, right?" And I go, "Yeah." And he goes, "That was Berta." I'm like, what? He goes, "Yeah, that's how he taught me. Like that's what we have
Yeah.
to do." I was like, "Oh, really?" He's like, "Yeah, how to kill her." And it's distraught.
Awesome. It
He
would
made
be-
me eat my friend.
It would be really crazy if he's like, you want to know why?
Yeah.
Because Berta didn't have good grades.
No, but that's just like German fairy tale. Like they read me like the Brothers Grimm fairy tales, like not the Americanized versions.
Yeah.
The wolf comes and he ate the grandma, and since the hero came and cut up the belly and there's blood everywhere, and then put the rocks in the belly and they sewed him up and they threw him in the water because he was a bad guy. And that's just why you're not supposed to be a bad guy. Or we're gonna put rocks in your belly.
German fairy tales are the absolute
they're evil.
best. Yeah.
Yeah.
We had
Hansel and Gretel. The witch made him fat so she could eat him very slow and very painfully.
what you don't realize is like, oh, that's Wagyu.
Yeah.
You're Wagyuing children. Oh, that's crazy, dude. People watching or gossiping amongst coworkers?
Gossiping amongst coworkers.
Oh, I love that you said that.
I mean, between there's something about gossiping that's not great. I don't think it's a good virtue to have.
Right.
And I only do it with certain people. I won't do it willy-nilly. I'm not, because I think it says a lot about somebody when they come up to you and you don't know them that well and they just start gossiping. It's
Yeah.
like, that's bad virtue. But between like me and my best friend or me and coworkers, like getting rumors started.
Yeah.
We've done some mean things to people.
Well, I'm here for it.
Like gossiping, like what it's. I'll tell you something I did recently that I think is hilarious, and I don't know if he's ever gonna find out about it.
What a way to find out.
What a way to find out. But Spencer Cavins is. Do you know who Spencer Cavins is?
I don't think so.
He's my best friend. We started comedy together, and I think he's one of the funniest comics in Austin. Like, I'm very biased because he is,
For sure.
like, I'm a big fan, but super funny. And the other day he was ranking the strongest comedians in Austin, like buffest.
Right.
And do you know Severin?
I think so.
Okay, as a comedian, so we're going down the list. It goes Severin, who is just, I mean, as jacked and huge he's the strongest comic in Austin,
Right?
Guaranteed. And then underneath him, and this is Spencer giving this list. It's Zach Silverman,
Okay.
who's also just a buff big guy. Dylan Sullivan,
Okay.
Spencer Cavins, and then Corey Knox
Okay.
is who he made the list. And him putting himself at number 4 is crazy.
Yeah.
It's ludicrous that he would put himself at 4
Because these are all big dudes.
because these are all giant dudes.
Yeah.
I mean, like Corey's an NFL player. Dylan played college ball and still like is kind of chunky.
Right.
But just, I mean, he's one of those guys that he looks jolly and like jiggly. But his hands go around you and you go, this is made of brick.
Yeah.
This is all muscle. Zach Silverman, just a giant rugby player, huge, big muscles, works on himself. Right. Severin, same thing. But Spencer putting himself 4th on that list is insane. And here's the thing, he didn't do that. But I told 15 or 20 people that he did. And every time I told somebody, they go, "That's crazy, he put himself at 4th." And I go, "I know, right?"
Oh my gosh.
I mean, I was spreading that. He was out of town for like a week, and it happened accidentally. That I was like telling. I can't remember. I think it was Zach that I was telling, and we were going through, and I just said Spencer. I meant to say Spencer said, but I was like, Dylan. You know, I gave the list up to 3.
Yeah.
And then I meant to say Spencer said that this person was it, and I just said Spencer, and he goes, "Spencer put himself on the list."
And you saw the reaction.
And I saw the reaction.
Oh,
I
that's
go,
what I want.
That's what I said, right? That's crazy. He did that. But then that line just spread and spread and spread. And so I was like, he's my best friend. So if he gets mad at me, I can just be like, "Hey man, I was messing around."
Has it gotten back to him yet?
I don't think so. I don't think it has. We're only 2 weeks in, and I left for the weekend. The last time I did it was at Sunset Strip to Christina and like 5 or 6 of the door guys.
Yeah.
And I was like, and they all thought it was hilarious that this was the case. So I was like, it's gonna spread.
Yeah.
I don't know if
it's gonna spread door guy to door guy to door guy to door guy.
Yeah. And then I hope it gets back to him. If not, I'll just tell him that I did it in like a month or so.
I think should. This is one you should definitely hang on to.
Yeah.
And see how big it gets.
Yeah. We used to do. This is really funny. But you probably can't put this in. You know, Colin Terrell?
Yeah.
He had this bit that he did during Moon Tower of 2023 or 2024, where he walked around and he goes, he kept saying he was starting a resistance against the mothership. Like there was this weird like energy for a little while where they were like anti-mothership and like, oh, and he just kept walking around to people and going, "The resistance." And he'd get on mics and he goes, "Anybody that's involved in the resistance, we're going to the bathroom. Viva the creek in the cave." And he like, "Down with the mothership."
I love Colin so much, dude.
I got to tour with him this year. We did a van tour. We took 2 weeks and we just went across Montana, Wyoming, South Dakota, North Dakota, and he genuinely he makes me laugh so hard.
Yeah.
He's so funny. He's so genuine. He had never fished before, but he was like wanting to learn how to go fishing. And so he started with a little rod.
Yeah.
And I just would show him like little things, and he would just go out there for hours and just fish. And he was just so excited about it.
That's so cool, dude. He's like a guy that's like, when you watch him, you're like, I don't agree with anything that dude says.
Nothing.
But it is so funny.
His Irish accent.
Oh, that's the
No,
best.
but he is so funny. When he pops off, 30 years from now,
Yeah.
I think he's going to be like that old road comic.
Yeah. I could see him being like a guy that has like a very like niche audience.
Very niche audience.
He's a guy but he's so funny. Like I would put him.
I say he's hilarious.
I would put him in a category, and I know the other person would be upset that I said this, but he kind of reminds me of Metzger a little bit.
Kurt Metzger.
Yeah, where it's like you have this, like you watch him do stuff and you go, man, like I don't agree. Like it's just it's such like saying wild things.
Yeah.
But the way they present the argument, you're like, oh, like that's beautiful, like old school stuff. Like that's what Metzger used to do.
Yeah.
And so it's like he would just unravel this insane thing, like when he did his thing.
And they go very intellectual with it.
Yeah. Well, just the idea of being like him being from like an immigrant, but having that but also be white and be an immigrant.
Yeah.
And how much fun that is, where it's like you can say all these wild things, but you're like, but that's me.
Yeah.
That's who I am.
That is a very Colin thing.
And it's great.